stop recording.
Hello YouTube, this is AA Technology Master back, and today I actually have a cool product I'd like to review here. I have this little case right here. This is actually the LifeWise talking blood pressure monitor, and it comes in this little tiny case, and it's the machine itself ain't very heavy, but when it's in the case, it makes the case a little heavier because the case is already a plastic material, and it's got the top right there and the little lip where you pull to open it. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this lip up now, and inside you see the blood pressure monitor. So I'm going to pull that out, close it. Now I'm going to give you guys a little tour of this unit. So on the front here you have your display, which if you don't want the talking you can turn that off. Then up here on the top you have your repeat button.
User 2.
Oops. And your it also tells you like the previous users that have taken their blood pressure before. Then below your display, forgot to mention, you have a big oval shaped start button. It's a big oval shape, it's very detailed, so if you have this you'll be able to feel it pretty well. And then right here on the right side you'll see the memory buttons. There's 3 of them. And right here on the back of course is the wrist cuff. Does this. That's the wrist cuff. Now I recommend, before taking your blood pressure with this unit, I recommend taking your shirt off, because you have to have your wrist up to the heart level. So, and I don't think you can register your heartbeat with your shirt on. So I'll show you once with my shirt on, and I'll show you once with my shirt off the difference. So putting on the cuff is very easy. You just pull this up, and you put the little part that you pull up to open. You put that little part on your wrist. Then you pull the strap over, and you lock it in place. And you turn the monitor part, so that way that part is on the inside of your wrist, because that's actually the part that reads your blood pressure. So now that we got that in place, what you're going to want to do now is press that big start button to power it up.
Please sit down. Raise your wrist to the heart level. Then press start again.
Yes, this thing will prompt you all the way through. So it's telling me to raise my wrist up to the heart level, so I will. And I'm going to press start again, and I have to be really quiet because it's going to start the measurement. So here we go.
Preparing to take measurement. Please relax and do not move.
It's pretty powerful, it's pretty tight. See, I must have moved a little bit because it pumped up more. Ooh, jeez. See, that's the thing, you want to try not to move, because if you do, as you just saw right there, it pumped up more. That's part of
Your
it.
blood pressure
There it goes.
is 145/75. Mean arterial pressure is 108. Pulse is 102. According to the World Health Organization standard, your blood pressure is slightly high. If this reading persists for several days, please consult your doctor.
See, those are pretty good statuses, but see, that was with my shirt on, so I don't think it quite got a good reading. So now watch what happens. Now watch what happens when I take my shirt off. Watch what happens. So let me pull this off real quick. You'll notice how the reading changes. Just because apparently it has to read your heart rate somehow. So when you have your shirt off, apparently you can read it better. So try this again. What I always do, I always put it like on the outside of my wrist, and I turn the cuff on. I mean, like I lock the cuff on my wrist, then I turn the inside part, so the pressure monitor is facing downward.
Camera Jamie Khan added a new photo.
Sorry about that, guys. That was my Samsung. But so like I said, you want to have the cuff part facing on the top of your wrist, like where you wear your watch. Like, you know, like where you wear your watch, like right above your, right there's your fingers, right there's part of your wrist. You know how you wear your watch, like right on the vein part almost? You want to make sure the cuff is touching that part of your wrist. You want to make sure it's secured all the way up to the top like it is right now. You want to make sure the Velcro is secured. You'll see Velcro on both sides, but the side that has the bigger Velcro goes down on top of the other Velcro, which is actually hooked to the blood pressure monitor. So now that I got my shirt off now, and we're gonna go ahead and take another measurement, and you'll notice how much better it reads. So I'm gonna press start.
Please sit down. Raise your wrist to the heart level. Then press start again.
This time I'm not going to talk because last time I must have moved a little bit and it noticed it. So, okay, here we go. I'm not going to talk this time. 3, 2, 1, go.
Preparing to take measurement. Please relax and do not move. Your blood pressure is 113/85. Mean arterial pressure is 103. Pulse is 98. According to the World Health Organization standard, your blood pressure is normal.
Now see how much better of a reading that was? Now like I said, it's a lot quicker if you actually have it right on your heart. It's a lot quicker. Like without a shirt, I probably shouldn't be saying this over the internet, but let me just say it this way. It works a lot better if you just put it up on your chest, like on your chest area right here. So to do that, you want to take the outside of the blood pressure monitor.
Your blood pressure is...
And if you hit the repeat button, it'll repeat it again. But you want to take the outside of the blood pressure monitor with the memory buttons on it, and you want to put it on the left, the upper left part of your chest. Like so. Like this. Like that. That's how you know it's right. And as long as you have it there, and your start button is facing, your upper arm, facing up toward your upper arm, that's how you know you should get an accurate blood pressure reading. Now doing it on the other wrist is quite simple, it's just the same. I won't actually take another measurement because you're not supposed to. You're only supposed to take one measurement a day. So doing it on this wrist is quite simple. I did the same way. I put it on the outside. I lock it on tight. Then I flip it over. Just like that. You know what? Maybe I will take another. I mean, just to show you how... It doesn't really read the best on my left wrist. Let me just show you that.
Please sit down. Raise your wrist to the heart level. Then press start again.
It doesn't really read good on my left wrist, so here we go.
Preparing to take
It
measurement.
only reads good on my right
Please
wrist.
relax and do
I don't
not
know why.
move.
Okay, I didn't even move. See, it doesn't... On my left wrist, it does not read right. it thinks I move. And I didn't even move a muscle. So on the left wrist, not so much, but on the right wrist, definitely. So if you already get this, always do it on the right wrist. There might be an error here, or a false reading. If there is an error, it'll say error detected. Please rest for 2 minutes, then try again. Okay, yes, I think it's going to be an error, because usually when it takes this long...
Error detected. Please rest for 2 minutes, then try again.
Yep, see, it doesn't read right good on my left wrist. Just on the right. So if you were to get this, I'm sure it will read on the left wrist, but... Anyone that's right-handed, like I am, just put it on your right wrist, because I'm really good at that. Like, watch, I'll show you how quick I can do this. Boom, okay. Now, once you get it on, you should always check to be sure that the cuff is on top of your vein, like where the pulse is. And then you should put it up to your heart before you even start it, and be sure that the start button, you feel the start button, and you want to make sure the start button is facing toward my upper arm, which it is. So if you do it that way, you should get a proper reading. So, and I like how it tells you if your blood pressure is high for several days, please consult doctor. Please consult your doctor. I really like that it tells you that, because it's pretty useful. But before I let you guys go, if you're a user that does not need speech, like if you're a user that just uses a display to read, you can actually turn the speech off. And I'll show you how to do this now. So remember that little repeat button on the top? I'm going to press and hold that button. Okay, it'll bring up 3 options. So you have,
Volume is low.
You have low volume,
Volume is
high volume, and silent. So if you have it on silent, like for a person that can't see, if you have it on silent, all you're using is a display. So you have to read the display, and you won't know if your blood pressure is normal or not, because the speech won't tell you. But if you're reading the display, you know that like 180 something over whatever is pretty much in the normal range. So, but if you have it on silent and you go to press the start button, all it will do is this. It'll start, but it don't work as proper though. There it goes. Turn it off. Alright, now see, if you're like, I know some people like they'll use one of these and they'll move around a lot. So what if you were to do that? I'll show you exactly what happens. Turn the speech back on.
Volume is high.
Okay. Now I know some people move around a lot when they're getting their blood pressure taken. So I always just put it on my hand just to do this. I always just like put my hand through it, not my wrist. But like, if you're a person that was to do that while the machine is taking your blood pressure, this is what could happen. Watch.
Please preparing to take measurement. Please
And once it starts, I'm going to start shaking my arm. Okay, I'm going to keep shaking it. I'm going to keep shaking it. Keep shaking my hand. Oh god, it's pumping up harder. I probably shouldn't let it do this. Ow. Okay, it's gonna pop. Oh my god. That was scary. I thought it was gonna pop. Because like, I wouldn't quit. I thought it was gonna pop. But, yeah. So if you guys like this video, be sure to comment me, rate, and subscribe. Basically what it will say, it'll just say motion detected. And the same line, please rest for 2 minutes and try again. So to put it back in the case, you face the cuff part up, like where the little Velcro strip is. Push that, you put that in, then you push it all down and make sure it's tight. Then you push it, then you close the case, the lid down as hard as you can, just to make sure you get a good latch, like that. Now you're all back in the case. Yeah, so it's a pretty simple machine. It's pretty useful. I use it when I, like, my nurses at school did this. They used it when I was like when I wasn't feeling right, like when I was feeling a little weird. They would have me use it. I mean, they would take one on me. So that's basically when I use this thing, like when I feel weird, just to make sure that I'm doing a perfect health. And usually the times I have done it, I've gotten a normal reading every time, which is great. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to comment me, like these videos, and subscribe. Thank you, everybody. Have a nice day, and peace out.